Grab your phone, let's get I got five on it. Grab your phone, let's get cheap. I got five on it. I got five on it. Messing with that in the
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ant coming to you live and direct from Beyond Reality Podcast. Everyone, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. I got another classic one for y'all, man. I'm pumping this shit out back to back to back. All dope, fire, exclusive interviews, man. I got, a dope dancer that's about to come on right now. Y'all all gonna know who he is. He got a story to tell, so here we go, man. Another classic Krump talk, y'all. Here we go. Let's go. What's good, Brody?
What's good with you, brother?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I hear you good, bro. How you feeling?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm feeling good, bro.
yeah,
Feeling
man.
blessed. Thank you for letting me get
I
on here,
definitely
man.
appreciate you, reaching out, pulling up, blessing the Krump world with, a lot of history, man. I'm trying to put on, classics every day. So far, I've been accomplishing those goals, and I know you about to add, another dope episode as well. Yeah, man. So, introduce
I hope
yourself,
so. I
Brody.
hope so. What's good, you guys? My name is Devon. My dance name is Bullethead. Um, I am not, how can I say, I really don't trip off of what you call me. You guys can call me either or. I am from San Jose, California. That's the Bay Area. I am a part of the NorCal region, NorCal Krump. In my city, we have a community called Krump 408.
Kind of more elaborate on what you guys got going on in the city, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, my boy H3ad, who was the creator of K408, Krump 408, he created the community back in 2012. To this day, is still striving. There's a lot of new people that's around, so we still have the, how can I say, the refreshment of new gen inside our community. So yeah, we be having sessions, we be having small events. We just recently had an event in Oakland. As far as NorCal, we just had an event 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. and some OGs and some greats pulled up, and
Now, is
it
that the
was nice.
same
It was a dope vibe.
event or that you guys had? Was Kisses there? Okay, yeah. So I know what you're talking about
Yes,
then.
sir.
Yeah, I heard that was an amazing turnout.
Hmm. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, it was dope. It was a blessing to see Kisses, and for the simple fact that a lot of kids and a lot of new gen was around to experience who she was, or who she is. I mean, sorry, was a great blessing. It's dope to know that we still have our OGs in the game that can still give knowledge to the new gen. So little
Yeah,
things
I
like that,
definitely
it's
agree,
like
bro. I'm actually gonna
it's a
have
blessing.
Kisses on the show tomorrow, so salute to her and everybody that's watching. Look out for that interview as well.
Yes,
Hmm.
sir. She is dope
So
people. She got dope ass
Krump
energy.
has been a lot of ups and downs over the last 2 years, bro. As far as like new gens, kind of like disrespecting the old OG vets, and stuff like that. What's your take on like the new generation demanding like respect from the OGs without putting in like proper work?
Right, right. I feel like I feel like certain things, like how, like you said,
Hmm.
how New Gen is basically rebelling. I feel like things like that is natural within the human species. You can see that everywhere, as far as like countries and wars and
Hmm.
just etc. Like you can see it in your own job, in your own workplace. So I feel like, for example, and this is my opinion, for the simple fact that things like that is happening is showing that at least Crump has something that the new gen um, can see for themselves and want. Now, as far as the actions that they portray, that doesn't mean that it's right, because like you said, as far as new gen being disrespectful, it's easy for a new gen to be disrespectful because they're not tied to anything compared to a lot of OGs. They're not tied to a lot of history, a lot of situations. There was a lot of situations, and in the OG's environment, homework, dance, etc., that made them into who they were. Uh, and little things like that, new gen kind of don't really take in. They just
Hmm.
see stuff for what it is, like a movie, and they kind of just kind of like denounce the fact that a lot of um, a lot of climbing had to get to a lot of climbing had to happen for a lot of these OGs. A lot
Nah,
of
that's all good, bro.
fucked up shit. Sorry to cuss, and a lot of good and bad had to happen. Yeah, so I feel like you know as time goes on and as certain new gens talk to certain OGs, as certain new gens start going through certain trials in this dance, they start to understand the reason why certain OGs act the way they act. They start to understand the reason why OGs be demanding more respect or be wanting the new gen to level up as far as actually trying to jump in the water opposed to asking for a lifeboat. And like I feel like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
actually, did that
Absolutely,
answer your question?
absolutely,
Sorry, I didn't want to get
absolutely.
into it a little too hard. Yeah, yeah. Also, I just want to say, brother,
Nah, that's all.
I am lightweight
That's all
nervous. I'm
good,
not
bro.
gonna
You're
lie,
doing an
so
amazing
I
job, brother.
apologize for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I like the way you answered that because
yes, sir, yes, sir.
it felt like it didn't come off as like a biased statement. That was like real opinion. The reason why I asked that, bro,
Hmm.
because like I feel as us as a Crump community, it's like when it's not a level of respect on each side from the new generation and the old generation, I feel like Crump will take a loss as far as like elevating to the next level. Because everyone's not coming together as one. It feels
Hmm.
like,
I
okay, you
agree.
got certain stuff going on over here, certain stuff going on over here. No one's like linking up. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. And like, see, that's the shit that sucks, right? Because I feel like things like that get into a gray area because I also feel like OGs kind of forget um who's watching them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people who they feel like is disrespecting them were the people who were watching them, seeing how they were acting, see how they portrayed themselves. And I feel like a lot of things, a lot of good, bad, a lot of good and bad came out of Crump. And I feel like some of the bad stuff, a lot of OGs try to forget. They start to forget about the toxic masculinity that was portrayed in Crump that made people feel like, oh yeah, you have to be to jumble up, you have to be cutthroat and things like that, as far as in Crump. But that was actually hindering Crump, I feel like, in my personal opinion. Yeah, it made certain people strong, but look at it today. Technology had to, I feel like technology had to level up just for certain Crumpers to be known and seen. Because back in the day, people were used to certain people
Mhm.
having the power who can be known and seen. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of those things became poison in a way, and it was kind of dripping over the new gen. So yeah, I kind of feel both, and yeah, it's sad, but I do feel
Mm.
like it is starting
Yeah.
to get a little
Thanks for
better.
everybody that's tuning in. Salute to everybody that's pulling up. Let's see. We got Shakes that just pulled up. How you doing, Shakes? What's good with you, bro? Yeah, we got the homie Bullethead on
What's
tonight,
up with
man.
you, OG?
He's blessing the platform. Everyone has a amazing story from Crump, and everyone has a different journey. Kind of explain your journey so everyone can get a little bit more familiar with you. That for those who don't know you.
Right, right. So I was introduced to Crump around 2005. Let me try to make it like a little short. Long story short, this person who I call my brother, he's not blood, but blood couldn't have made us any closer. His cousins actually moved from LA to the Bay, and it was around the time where Crump was very like not really even out here in the Bay Area. Like it was to the point that if anybody was crumping, niggas was making fun of it. But for me, that shit hit me. I'm not even gonna lie when I saw it. Anyways, when they came down here, they introduced it to my brother, and then my brother introduced it to me. He even gave me some DVDs. He gave me the Crump 2.0 and etc. Things like that was what introduced me into Crump. I was Crumping from 2005 until 2008, and then I ended up quitting Crump. One of the reasons was for the simple fact that I was in the Bay Area. So I was doing a lot more dreaming than actions. I was dreaming about wanting to go to LA. I was watching all these people who I wanted to meet, who was inspiring me, who I admired, and things like that kind of it built up it built up the motivation and the love of Crump, but it also broke me down because I felt like at the time I didn't really have anybody around me. So I was crumping, I was popping, and I was turfing because turf is one of the dances that are very dominant down here in the Bay Area. And I slowly started gravitating back into turfing. Um, Let me go fast forward to 2015 when my little brother passed. He was a turf dancer as well. He was a popper slash tutter slash turfer. When he passed, I ended up coming back into dance because there was a promise that me and him made. So I ended up coming back into dance, and that's when I created my name Bullethead, and to remember him by,
Oh wow.
because he was shot everywhere but his head. So for me, it was kind of like a metaphor, like his head was his brain was untouchable, his third eye was untouchable. So that was one of the reasons why I created my name Bullethead. And yeah, at that time, 2015, there was already a community in San Jose where I'm from. But at that time, I was in Utah. So when I moved back in 2015, I saw that there was a community. So from there, I connected with my boy Hui, and we ended up, just continuing. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I came and like I was like, bringing shit back up and everything. When I
Hmm.
came, I was working with him and I was working with the community. So I definitely want people to know that. So yeah, that's honestly what it was. And then, as time went on, I started to meet other people down here in NorCal. famous
Wow,
Crumpers,
man,
non-famous
that's an
Crumpers,
amazing
and
story, man.
etc.
Also, sorry to hear about, the situation that happened with your brother, and that's one of the unique things about this platform, because letting people get a side of you that no one can ever know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I named this podcast
Hmm.
Beyond Reality, because like people can vision stuff that no one would know about, and I'm glad I'm able to bring real life stories to not just the dance world, but to the world as itself, so people can learn from a lot of situations. But yeah, bro, definitely sorry. And that's also dope that you named your Crump name after that whole situation. A lot of people won't even do that. Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
So right
Right,
now,
exactly,
a
bro.
lot of
Yeah,
it's
go
also
ahead. Sorry.
like a lot of people is saying that it's not Crump no more, it's Buck. What's your thoughts?
I feel like us as humans is it's going to be natural for us to want to change something and want to call it something else. I mean, the word buck was here before 2021, before 2020. So however people feel is however they feel. For me, it's always Crump. And I've also seen people argue about whether there's real spirituality in Crump. People argue about the acronym. When I seen Crump and when Crump was introduced to me, it was an acronym, and it
Mhm.
was Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise. That's how it is for me. I think a lot of people have to understand by the end of the day, we're a community. By the end of the day, there's more than one human in this community. We're all going to have different perceptions. A lot of these people are going to have a some of these people are going to have mob mentality. Some people are going to have their own individual perception. I think people got to, ease off on each other as far as a community, because by the end of the day, people who are being introduced to Crump now, people who are seeing Crump, people who are famous like TikTok dancers and who are starting to, implement Crump into their role play and what they want to do. A lot of these people don't see the inside of what's of the community of Crump. They don't really see the inside, and they don't. And with that being said, I feel like a lot of the stuff on the inside kind of hinders us more than we think, because we're trying to call it buck now, and it's like, okay, but why are you guys saying that? I'm definitely the type of person that can understand. I can understand something and not agree with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something else people got to get used to. But from my standpoint, I would just have to ask, like, okay, what do
Wow,
you mean by
man.
that when you want to
Man,
call
that's
it buck?
like a perfect, explanation, man. You're the first person that I got the chance to ask, and I'm glad that, I got a chance for it to be you, because the way you just broke that down was like better than like, and it's a positive answer too as well. Because a lot of people is gonna if I ask that, they're gonna make it as a negative thing, because as a Crump right now, a lot of people are upset with Ches, because he left what he left with Crump, and he's doing his thing with the
Hmm.
TikTok dancers. So a lot of people was upset that he's creating the Crump
Hmm.
2.0 and doing his own thing, which I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he carried Crump on his back for so many years. So why doesn't he have the opportunity to go venture off and add something else to his life?
Right, right. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like a lot of these people got to understand, like, Eyes is human. You know what I'm saying? He's a human being. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say for us to be blinded and act like that his voice and his movements aren't connected to a lot of people and connected to a lot of things. There's a lot of things that Eyes could have did that was better. You know what I'm saying? That could have been better as far as um, you know, having the community more into his blueprint as far as whatever he's doing. But by the end of the day, I think a lot of people have to remind themselves, like, hey, he's human. What about his perception too? You know what I'm saying? That, like, Crump. And when I say Crump now, I'm talking about the people. Well, actually, let me change that. The people in Crump, there's a lot of things that a lot of these people in Crump did to him. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point that they felt like they was crucified, for example. I don't know why I don't know why their new group is called Crucified, but you know, us as like black people, I feel like we don't just create something for no reason. We have metaphors with everything. We have a lot of deep intention. So I feel like people gotta, try to understand, both reasons. For me, I'm not mad that Eyes is doing this neither. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's things that he could have did that was better. There's stuff that, that I would see and I'd be like, that's a little like whatever. But, I see that there's things like that that I see a lot of these people do. That's not even Eyes. Um, so I feel like, people gotta, kind of just remember like we as a community,
Mm-hmm.
we can
Yeah,
agree to
man, brother,
disagree.
you this man. I thought, man, you explaining this better than can ever get. Like because, like I said, bro, like your answers is like real shit answers. It ain't like being biased or anything like that, bro. I'm talking to like dancers all day, every day, around the clock, man, and like everyone has a different perspective of Chaz in the whole situation. But I just lately I just been trying to keep it real positive and make it more about let's just focus on the dance itself. He left a dope foundation.
Mhm.
Let's just like build off what he did and just like take it to a whole nother level.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, bro. That's the thing too. It's like a lot of these people, it's funny because these people would be the same type of there would be the same type of guys that would say, guys and women that would say, oh yeah, we're not expecting a handout. But certain ways how people portray themselves when they see certain things happen with Eyes in them, it's kind of like, like why are you mad? Like I bet if you felt like physically and mentally that you were up to par with Eyes, if not ahead of him, you wouldn't care.
Hmm.
So what are you really mad about? You know what I mean? Eyes has a life. Eyes has a child. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga is a regular nigga. You know what I'm saying? But he's also not. There's things that he's going through that nobody doesn't even know, that nobody gives a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
that's what these people don't understand. But again, you know what I'm saying? He's not a saint. And check this out too, bro. See, this is the funny thing, bro. While these people are arguing whether, Krump is buck and, if we don't like Eyes and if we do, by the end of the day, bro, Concrete's track was playing in a fucking basketball stadium. I bet you 70% of those people probably never heard Krump before.
I agree.
What are you guys really
I
arguing
definitely
about?
agree, man. I definitely agree. And like you said, for that halftime show, bro, like people don't even know that's just like another way of elevating Crump. You know what I'm saying? That just got introduced to millions of people, bro. Millions of people. And people like a lot of people just like to be this
Exactly.
blindsided and only be in one lane to like what they really want to focus on instead of the big picture of all this itself. Yeah.
Mm,
What's the
I agree.
between
I
the
agree.
Bay? Oh, my bad, bro.
And like,
What's the difference between the
go ahead.
Bay Area, like the way y'all get off on that side, then versus say like the Southern Cal, LA, et cetera, et cetera?
I feel like LA. I feel like the Mecca. LA has a lot of the organic feeling and essence of Crump, which is obvious because it was created there, right? I feel like the Bay Area had so much styles within itself as far as boogaloo, as far as tutting and etc. We are introduced to so many styles to where we have more doors and we have more basically more space for us to bring into Crump. We have more intelligence, more knowledge for us to look into and see how we can implement a certain move from one dance to another. And I feel like as far as LA, a lot of the OGs, for example, that's why, you kind of get that argument too, where you hear people be like, oh yeah, OGs can't keep up. OGs can't keep up. And then the OGs will be like, well, it's because what y'all niggas is doing now, it's not really Crump. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it gets into a wall, like a brick wall versus brick wall and shit doesn't build. But anyways, as far as the Bay, I feel like we had a lot of opening down here. to where we weren't hindered and we were able to create more. There's a lot of, as far as the style in the Bay Area, I feel like we have more of a technical texture. There is Buck. Don't get me wrong. There is Buck here because we have our peers out here that can remind us
Hmm.
and remind the new gen what Krump is. So we still have that leverage of the connection of Krump. But of course,
Hmm.
you know,
Name some
it would
heavy
never be
hitters
like
that's in
LA.
your area.
So my brother Wes Nix, he's one of the best motherfuckers down here. He's from Southside, but he moved down here to NorCal and he's been going crazy ever since. At that battle that we were just talking about with Kisses, he has two battles on there. I would recommend people to check it out. It's on One Up Crew's YouTube page. Just check him out. His name is Nix. He's dope as hell. Who else? I would. Who else? Who else? Sorry, like I was not
Bro,
ready for that question because
either,
there's a lot
bro.
of dope people
Everyone that
down
come on
here.
the
I'm not
show
gonna
always
lie.
say, "Man, I didn't expect this question." So,
Right, right. Nah, for real, for real.
yeah,
Nah, I
that's a
appreciate you asking that
pass.
because
Yep.
people need to know. Zay, there, there's a nigga named Zay down here, J. Neptune. He is dope as hell. He's one of the dopest down here. He battled as well. He battled Twin Native at that event. And Twin Native is too. Twin Native is what I mean. Twin Native is dope. Who else? Who else? Who else? Brawley. Brawley's dope as hell too. He's been doing this for a while. My OGs, Alien, Twin Alien, or not Twin Alien. I'm sorry, J. Alien.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people,
Where do you
bro.
see
There's a lot of
Crump
people
in the
down here.
next 5 years?
I see. To be honest, bro. So I'm not gonna lie, like I do have the OG aspect in me. So when a lot of this shit was going on recently, as far as the TikTokers, as far as Crump becoming more mainstream, it kind of scared me a little bit because I was like, damn, like I feel like people who really like pay attention to the industry, it's not that hard for you to notice, like, damn, when shit comes, it goes. You know what I'm saying? Shit becomes a wave quick and it becomes oversaturated. And it's to the point that the people who's correct connected to the originality of whatever dance is are sitting in the back while they're watching new people dance. But I feel like it's also a beautiful thing because, like you said, like we've been talking about the positive things that's been happening. A lot of things have been going on. You know, even Eyes and them doing what they're doing. That's also waking other people up. That's also waking other groups up because they're like, oh, wait a minute, if they're not going to do it, why not? You know what I'm saying? It gets into a gray area because you know by the end of the day, something's getting done. But in 5 years, I honestly don't know. But I really hope that
Yeah.
it doesn't change. I really hope it doesn't change. And I hope that the community doesn't end up self-destructing itself. Things like, oh yeah, it's Buck now. Like calling it Buck, that's like a self-destructive mechanism because you're trying to cut yourself away from this person who you're blaming that's cutting himself. It's like you're fighting fire with fire. That's child's play. Wouldn't you want to do something better? So I honestly don't know, but I'll tell you this though. In the Bay Area, there are a lot of kids that are crumping now. Shout out to Santa Rosa, by the way. There are a lot of kids that are dancing down here. There are a lot of kids that I'm seeing crumping down here. Before, to be honest with you, you would have to go on overseas and see a little kid from overseas look dope. Now there's plenty of little kids now that's starting to get better. So I'm starting to feel a little more of a promise as far as Crump. But yeah, I just feel like us as a community, I feel like we need to
I
get better
definitely agree,
with our
bro, and
connection
I'm
and be
so
more
glad you
connected.
touched on the self-destruct part because I think that could be the downfall of this movement is us as just like us as in the community. You hit the head right on the nail with that one, bro. Bro.
Yes, sir. And it sucks because I feel like even when I'm on the Crumpers page, bro, I see people talk about it. It's kind of like it's like a it's kind of like it's like the world constantly having wars, but we're also talking about world peace. We know that with world peace, things would kind of feel more safer, but it's just kind of hard for us to do it, because us as humans, I feel like we're kind of like self-destructive in a way. It's kind of just like how one of the biggest sayings, and I could be saying it wrong, but if we don't know our history, then we're doomed to repeat the same thing. I feel like that's what's going on with Krump right now, because there was a lot of times I felt like Krump could have ended up killing himself. And those same reasons is happening now. It's just because people are starting to cut themselves off. If you're not in a certain group, if you're not in a certain fam, or if you're not in the circle of the popular people, then, you don't really get that much love and things like that. Those people don't really think about, hey, like we can still show love to this person even if they're not connected to us, because by the end of the day, they Krump, right? Should that not be a connection enough? But it's little things like that that we need to
I
fix, that
definitely
we
agree,
already
bro.
know needs to
What's
be
your take
fixed.
on like people jumping from cruise to cruise, or like chasing a certain name, trying to be under certain people just to have like the popularity aspect of the dance instead of just like earning your way through your labbing, through your putting your work on the floor, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. I want to ask you a question right quick, if you don't mind. I want to ask you, can you name me a Krumper right now that is not under any of the greats, that's not in no Krump group, that's known?
Not off top, no. Everyone is a part.
Not a
Mm-hmm.
right, which is not a bad thing, right? Um, I'll come back to that later. But so with me, bro, I've been in the same dance team since I was young. My little brother Phil, who passed, he was one of the creators of the dance team I'm in. The dance team I'm in now is called Heat. My little brother Crow, he's like one of the most famous people right now in the Bay Area. You've probably seen him. He's been on Red Bull. Um, we have been in the same group since jump. I never jumped ship, none of that. With me, I've had only two big homies my whole life. My first big homie, I was only under him for 8 months, and then he dropped me because he quit Krump. And then the second big homie, who was chosen, that's family always. And I was under him for a year. I feel like as far as Krump, bro, things like that was kind of taught into wanting to be popular and wanting to be in a, a group that's known, because Krump was very stingy in a way back in the day. Like it was stingy to the point that if you weren't in a certain group, if you weren't in a certain fam, then you wouldn't be known, no matter how good you were. You know what I mean? There was some dope ass dancers back in the day, like Ruckus, Dance Fever, etc., that was dope as hell. But for the simple fact that they didn't have a certain name, they weren't on like that. But if they had a name, they would have been on. It's little things like that I feel like OGs have to remember, like, hey, like these things that you guys don't like, you guys kind of stitch that in to the foundation of what this tree
Mm-hmm.
of what this tree is as far as Krump. Me personally, I don't like it. I don't like people wanting to jump ship. I don't like people wanting to switch, because a lot of the things that people do in dance, it can reflect their life. If somebody's so quick to jump ship or jump fams, how am I supposed to, trust you like in real life situation? There's niggas that I've seen that in Krump that's been like within like 3 years have been with like 6, 7 different females. That's not a bad thing, but it's little things that like that I watch out for, that I pay attention to, and I'm just like, like what's going on. The reason why I bring that up is because me and my girl Queen Bullethead, we've been together for 13 years, so I feel like things like that as well has helped me solidify my mental, as far as me having a strong foundation and not trying to jump ship and things like that. And plus,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been like that, to be honest. But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
man.
like that
Salute
shit,
to
to be
you
honest.
and your old lady. I wish y'all nothing but the best, all positive vibes, positive energy. And like I said, bro, man, bro, out of
Thank
all
you.
the interviews I've done, I've paid attention to every interview, but the vibe I'm getting from you is like I'm gotta be more detailed than like the words that you saying, because it's more than a conversation right now. It's like you kind of speak with a passion. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I love this Krump shit, bro. Go ahead. Go
Highlight
ahead.
some of the
Sorry.
best things that you've accomplished in Krump so far in your career.
The things that I've accomplished. Honestly, I would say one of the biggest things that I accomplished in Krump was, I would say, for one, going to LA. I had to wait until I was old enough to take myself, which was not a bad thing. You know, a lot of people weren't able to be blessed to go to places like that. So actually going to LA and meeting the people who I admired for so long was, to me, was a big accomplishment itself. Um, the others is, another thing is actually being a part of a community down here in the Bay. Back in the day, the early 2000s, like I said before, you know, Krump wasn't big down here. It wasn't solidified. It was made fun of. So, you know, a lot of people who liked Krump was kind of like the black sheep until Chris Brown came out, you know what I'm saying? And then made it dope down here. So for the simple fact that there's a community down here, for the simple fact that there's kids, to me, that's an accomplishment. Sorry, you're saying like
Ah,
my
keep,
internal
bro.
or my accomplishment, but I am a part of I am a part of that
Yeah,
accomplishment as far as down here in NorCal and the Bay Area. So I'm happy about that as well. I'm happy that because I'm not a perfect person, you know. There's, especially if people paid attention to me, people have seen me like on my, you know, bad side and on my worst behavior. But by the end of the day, you know, there's people who look up to me, and I see that as a certain importance of myself, because, you know, when I was young, I never really seen myself as important, bro. Like I've always felt like there was no point in me being here. So Crump was one of those things that helped me find a reason to love myself more. You know what I'm saying? Like it made me know that I I was who I was before I was looking. Like I'm trying to, you know, reach for shit and trying to figure out who I was. And Crump showed me like, yo, like everything you knew was
right.
everything you wanted,
Wow,
everything you
man.
knew you already had. And the last thing, sorry, I would say is battling. Being able to battle, you know, crazy niggas, being able to battle Tiny Eyes, being able to battle Chinks, OG Chinks, shout out OG Chinks, being able to battle Concrete, being able to battle my peoples as well. You know, just being able to battle these people who I felt like I would never even hold a conversation with. You know what I'm saying? You know, things like that like it became big, bro. It made me think all the time, like if I was able to go back in time and like talk to the little kid that was, you know, that used to dream about going to LA, I could literally tell this nigga like, you did what the fuck you
Wow,
wanted to
man.
dream about,
Damn,
or what you're
man. You
dreaming
dropping
about.
some gems on this episode right now, man. This is amazing. This, yo, bro, this is so dope just to hear your
Thank you,
story,
thank you.
man. Wow, man. You got me kind of lost for words because, like, you speaking with passion, man. And it's like,
Sorry, brother.
bro, trust me, a lot of people that I'm interviewing, like, you can tell that they coming on here just like for a certain reason, but for you, it's like it's different, man. Yeah, salute to you, bro. Really, man. Salute. Definitely, this has been like,
Thank
yeah,
you,
I
brother.
like this a lot, bro. You got a lot of good shit that's going on with you, and a lot of people don't know what's going on in that Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Like when people think of Crump, everyone is
Hmm.
thinking of SoCal. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what's going on in the north and in other places. So for you to come on and you put in like highlighting that area, it's gonna get more eyes over there, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, people definitely need to come down here, bro. There's definitely a lot of new people and a lot of people as well. Like that, and it's funny you bring that up. How people, you know, probably won't think about the Bay Area, but there's a lot of people down here who was, you know, watching the OGs. You know what I'm saying? Watching Crump Kings on the Crump King forum. You know, we were there. We were there, bro. So, you know, it would be dope to see a lot of people, you know, come down
And
here more
but
and
guess
just,
what,
you know,
bro?
just
So
experience our
many
energy.
people watch, my show. It's gonna be a lot of people now gonna be tapped into what y'all got going on there, and I'm happy to be a part of, helping get more highlighted in you guys' area. Trust me, a lot of people gonna be knowing what y'all got going on there now, bro, for sure. Yeah,
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like you creating a platform where people can speak, because Krump can be, beautiful and chaotic at the same time. So sometimes, these people who look up to certain Krumpers, when they finally see them, what I'm saying, they're not able to talk to them probably, or they feel a little intimidated. So things like this is it just gives people different shades and
Yep, I agree. And
of who this
piggybacking off
person
what you
is.
just said, bro, I was one of those people in the seat, like growing up, watching, my favorite dancers, countless hours on YouTube, bro, countless hours on the Krump DVDs, Krump Kings, and it translating to me being like a student of Krump, bro. Like my knowledge is second to none. Like for example, you probably didn't even know I knew Kisses was in Oakland. See, but a lot of people don't
I
pay
did not.
attention to the stuff I pay attention, which is like that's why a lot of people saying, "Yo, bro, you're so knowledgeable, and I love the shows that you putting on because you're not just coming on saying like, yo, who you just battle." You know what I'm saying? Like you touching other aspects into like dancers' lives.
Right, exactly, bro.
Hmm.
And that's
So
little things
how
like that
often
is
do you
very
guys put
important.
on events in the Bay Area?
And actually, let me correct myself. That wasn't little things, but yeah, shit like that people don't, pay attention to is very important. So we throw events pretty, I wouldn't say regularly, but I would say enough for people to come down. For example, we just had this event 2 weeks ago, and on December 4th, unfortunately, the same night as a corner session, we're having another event. And what's dope is Santa Rosa, the Crumpers there. There's a lot of kids there, and they're actually throwing an event down there for the simple fact that little shit like that can happen just shows you that Crump is growing in the right place. So that would be a dope opportunity for a lot of Crumpers from outside here to check out the kids, to chop it up with the kids. Because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of these peers, OGs and them, they don't understand a lot of the things that we do, these kids are looking at. That's something I had to humble myself and I had to remind myself as well. But little things like, people just pulling up and shaking hands, that becomes a bigger, it becomes something big for that kid that's staring, opposed to that
Right, right.
kid staring at some assholes. You know what I'm saying? Because usually in the industry, it's not that hard for you to find assholes because again, everybody has a perception. A lot of people in the industry, they had to create a certain mindset to where they had to be cold hearted and in a way, which is, it's understandable, but that doesn't mean that it's fine. And
Hmm.
little kids end up seeing little things like that. Crump is already has that buck. Crump already solidified itself as a street dance. We don't need kids to go the extra mile, especially if they're already living in the suburbs. They don't need to be around like nigga this and that and what nigga, you want to chill with me, nigga? No, I want to battle, which is not a bad thing. But it's like, hey, just understand like there's a lot more energy to this than dance. You can't just say or do anything and then say that it's Crump. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. I wouldn't want kids to end up getting into situations like that where they end up beefing because of a situation. It sucks. It's a
I'm
gray
glad
area,
I'm
but
glad you
I feel like we're getting
mentioned
better.
that, bro, because I'm gonna be in Cali. Actually, for that corner session, I'm gonna be there doing media. But now I'm thinking about, you know, I think
Hey,
I'm gonna have to evaluate a lot of stuff when I got going on down there. Bro, I got so much stuff going on. I'm gonna be in Cali for 2 weeks and I'm booked for a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna make sure that I come tap into the North area, bro. I'm gonna have to come check y'all out, bro, and see what I can do on my end, to like put some more eyes over on that section.
bro, I appreciate you even saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that just like bro, again, like there's kids and new people that, that are tapped into Crump that are getting more introduced to
Yeah.
what Crump is. So yeah, bro, thank you, bro. And we
Hmm.
are a motherfucking welcoming ass community. We're buck too as well, of course, but we're welcoming as hell, bro. Like you'll
Yeah.
feel like home down here, trust me. That's what Kisses said. When she was down here, bro, she was like, man, like down here is actually one of the buckest places I've been at. I was like, oh shit, like, that's a blessing. Again, like that shit's crazy, bro. Just years ago, that's something that I was dreaming about, and being able
Yeah,
to be
man.
here and see
Yeah,
that,
bro. Like bro.
can't argue.
I'm glad, man. Some, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do that, bro. I'm gonna these next couple of days, cause I'm very organized. Like I got a big planner of like all kind of stuff. So I'm gonna make sure,
Hey,
as a man of my word, I'm gonna make sure when I touch down to hit that area, bro. Even if it's just for, what I'm saying, because I just want to see what's going
yes,
on, especially because I'm all for the little kids coming up, because we need to lead them in the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the new generation. Because like all
mhm,
of us, myself, a few other peoples, we're in our lower 30s, mid 30s, high 30s. We're not gonna be fucking dancing and doing all this at mid 40s, 50s. You know what I'm saying? So like the new generation, that's gonna be their wave. And,
right,
hopefully we can lead them in a different path than what's going on right now.
right, exactly. Yeah, that's like,
Yeah,
I actually want to touch on
absolutely.
that if you don't mind, as far as the age. So I do want to bring that up. Like, so this is me. This is probably the only time
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like feel or sound a little biased. I noticed that a lot of these OGs would bring things like that up. Like, it's the kids. A lot of you guys are like, you're 30 and up, you're 25 and up. It's like, you guys, but just remember that we were the ones that are watching y'all, that were watching y'all. And if we stop dancing, then who else is it going to be? Is it going to be you guys teaching the kids, which is fine? But around the age bracket we're in, there's a lot of dancers that's overseas and that comes down here that are in our age bracket that are still getting put on, that are still performing at concerts, that are still battling outside of Krump. That's another thing I feel like a lot of these people end up creating poison. You know what I'm saying? Because they're basically, it's kind of like all the people who grew up and put the OGs and peers and the famous
Mm-hmm.
people on. Because if we weren't there, then they wouldn't be known. All of us that helped them get put on, as soon as they get on, and then they're old enough to look at the kids, they're just saying, now it's the kids' turn. But it's like, also don't forget about the ones that, that were watching you guys, that helped you guys end up becoming famous, that paid for your guys' workshop, that asked you guys for advice that you guys never gave because there's 50 people messaging you guys, which is fine. You guys have a life, but just remember, what I'm saying? And one of the reasons why I am saying that is because I am in my 30s. A lot of people don't know that, but I am in
Yeah.
my 30s. I just turned 30 this year, and so that's when that's how that's where my biasness is gonna kind of come in because I'm still a dancer, bro. Yes, I work. Yes, I live in the house. Yes, I have a car, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still a dancer. I'm still gonna battle. That doesn't mean I'm gonna come out here and try to, be like, F the kids. It's about me. No, it's not about that. But there's a balance. And that's something that these OGs have to remind themselves. Like, don't forget about the people under you guys
Mm-hmm.
because kids are
Yeah,
better
man.
and
I
easier to
definitely agree
teach.
with you, bro. I definitely agree with that, man. And I'm glad, you touched on that as well. So, bro, the last question that I always end my interviews with, I always kind of make it like a real life question, right? You ready? If you weren't dancing
Yes, sir.
or had Crump a part of your life, what do you think you would be doing?
Good question. I probably 100% would be doing music. I used to be very strong in music. Um, yeah, I don't do music now, but I would dabble in it a little bit. I used to rap and sing a lot and then produce a little bit. You can probably like you'll probably I don't you probably haven't heard anything, but there's some like
Yeah,
pages
yeah,
like
I got.
Crunkbox that
Oh,
has,
matter of
my
fact, I was
Crunk
just
music.
listening to it
But
in my car maybe like 30 minutes ago. That Crump box, yeah, bro. I'm tapped into
oh shit,
everything,
thank you,
bro.
brother. Thank you. Bro, I appreciate that. Real talk. Like that's a great mindset to
Mhm,
have, especially since you're interviewing me, right? So a lot of people won't even do that. But yeah, just I probably
mhm.
would be doing music mostly, honestly. Yeah, and yeah, bro. Yeah, that's that's pretty much it. Yeah, I would honestly just be doing music because that was
Why
one
did
of
why did
my
you
first
stop,
loves as well.
with the music? Were you just focusing on Krump, or did music like you fell out of love with it? How did that all play out?
So like, bro, to be honest with you, I am, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can understand this. I am my worst enemy. I am my worst critic. I will beat myself up in front of a mirror before I
Hmm.
even look at it, if that makes sense. Like with music and dancing, bro, I was my worst critic. I wasn't able to show anybody anything that I did because I kept telling myself that I wasn't worth shit for it. There was things that I've done that I accomplished, but honestly, due to certain traumas and due to how my mind is programmed, I always get back to that mindset to where, I feel like I'm not good enough and it makes me want to do more and it makes me want to create. Fortunately, it worked for dance. Unfortunately, it didn't work for music. For music, I beat myself up. I threw the white flag. I told myself I wasn't good enough. There was things that I've done though. Like I was able, like I've had a song on the radio. I performed on stage. There was things that I've accomplished, but your mind is a powerful thing, man. Your mind's a powerful thing, and unfortunately, I used it against me. And even when I was around like 19, 20, 21, bro, I used to tell myself like, man, you too old for this. You're too old. Same thing with dance. I was telling myself at 24, like, you're too old for this. But here I am dancing when I'm 30 because I know like I was finally mature enough to tell myself like, bro, by the end of the day, um, in the most humble way, fuck everybody. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks because I wasn't telling myself like, okay, I'm too old for this because I feel like I'm too old for this. I was going based off of society's aspect of how shit is. You know what I'm saying? You can see shit like on Facebook, on Instagram. Oh, if you're this age and still doing this, yada yada. Little things like that was getting to me. Little things fucked me up. But now I'm a little bit mature to where I know now, like Devon, you only have one motherfucking life. You telling me you're gonna be 60, 70 laying on the bed
Hmm.
regretting because of you? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's physically telling me to stop. That was me. So again, yeah, that's what hindered me from continuing with music. But I was blessed. I was blessed with a woman, still blessed with a woman that creates music as well. So little things like that. She helped motivate me to continue to do music because I taught her how to produce, and then that made me want to get back into producing. And then we ended up making Krump music. It's the little things. Everything happens for a reason. But I also feel like me not really doing too much with
Oh
music
wow,
helped
man.
me continue with dance.
Wow, man. What is such an amazing story and journey, man. And I'm glad, like, I'm just so honored, bro, that you blessed my platform with some of the stuff that you're saying, man. This is such an honor. Yeah,
Thank you, brother. No, this is for me. It's an honor for
yeah,
you
facts, man.
to
I
let
just want
me
a lot of
speak
people
on
to
here,
know
bro.
that, when I created this for Crump, I didn't create this for like all like the OGs, the heavy hitters, et cetera, et cetera. Like I made this platform for every dancer, you know what I'm saying? Because we all putting in this work far as like Crump, you know what I'm saying? We all have the passion for it. We all have the love for this dance. And like I said, man, whoever wants to get interviewed and want to, people to hear their story, ask Bullethead, all you got to do is reach out, you know what I'm saying? We'll lock in. Like, I love hearing everyone's story, man. And I'm just happy that, I'm in a position where now I don't have to reach out to dancers like everyone is reaching out to me. You know what I'm saying? This is so dope for Crump, man, and hopefully what we all doing, because I don't want to just take all the credit because it takes two people to put on an interview like this, you know what I'm saying? And I just hope that what all we're doing can like take Crump, like I said, to the next level. Let
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, cousin. Sorry, I'm just now seeing
oh
my
yeah,
cousin.
man.
Thank
Salute
you.
to
I
the
love you,
homie Brent
cousin.
then.
What's
Yeah,
good?
I
What's
did an
good, Brims?
episode
What's good,
with Brims as
Brims?
well.
What's up, Nine? That's the K408er.
I did an episode with Brims as well. If
Say it again,
no
bro.
one
Sorry.
has seen it, y'all can go check that out. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, check out
Yeah,
Brims,
let
yo.
let everybody know
He's a
where,
dope ass
you
dancer.
could be followed at, and they could tap into everything you guys got going on in Oakland as well, the Bay Area as well.
Yes, sir. So just type in Bullethead. As far as the head, put in three, and then you'll be able to find me. Also on my Instagram, or type in NHHVONNY. As far as my community that I'm a part of, K408, on Facebook, we have a group page. Just type in K408 to find us. On Instagram, we have, as far as NorCal, we have a NorCal Krump page. Follow NorCal Krump. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just follow us. We have sessions. We're having a session this Friday at my studio that I teach, and we're gonna have a couple of OGs that's been crumping since early 2000s pull up. I also wanted to shout out Outlaw too, just right quick, because I saw him commenting on here. It's crazy because Outlaw was one of them niggas who I watched back in the day, so it's crazy
Yeah, and I want to
to
give
see people like him
everybody a
tapped
quick
in.
like heads up as well, that I know for sure no one knows, that Outlaw is one of the guys that's giving me putting me in contact with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give him his proper homage, because I'm a person get their just due. So I want everybody to know that Outlaw is one of these guys that's helping this platform as well. Take it like being a leap right now, because he's getting me in contact with all these dancers and crews that you guys, looked up to or are their favorites. So salute the Outlaw, man.
Hell yeah! Shout out Outlaw. Thank
Yeah,
you for doing
facts.
that, Outlaw. Real talk,
Yeah,
because you
thanks for
really helping
Bullethead for, man, pulling
for real,
up on
for
the
real.
show, man. This is one of the dopest episodes that I've done so far, man. And I want to make sure I keep in contact with you, because, bro, like I said, when I come to Cali, I'm gonna make sure I touch down on you guys' area, and we can hopefully do something dope down there as well.
Yes, sir. Please do so. San Jose, because I know some people get kind of confused with names because there's places like Sacramento and Oakland. San
Oh,
Jose is where we reside at. So yeah, like definitely if you come down here, you Brims as well. I see what Brim said. Please pull up, man. There's a lot of people down here.
okay,
There's a lot
and
of people down
and
here that would
also
love to
for
vibe
those
with y'all.
that missed this full interview, I'm gonna make sure I give the link to Bullethead so he can share it, and also I do the promoting as well, so you guys gonna be able to see this full interview. So just be on the lookout, and I'm gonna make sure as soon as it drop, I give it to Bullethead, and he send his way out, and then I'm also do my promo on this episode as well. So y'all be in tune, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Please do so. Yeah,
yeah,
I see a lot of people pulling up
yeah,
now. I'm
yeah. That's
like,
all good, bro.
man,
We're gonna
I
we
wish I would
gonna
have
get
pulled
them
up
for this
earlier.
interview though. Don't worry about it. All right. Yeah, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you
Bro,
again,
have a
brother. I
blessed
really
night.
appreciate you taking the time
And
out your day.
yes, sir. Keep it locked, baby.
K408. Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Thanks for everybody that's tuning in, man. That's another dope episode on Beyond Reality Podcast. Everyone, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And y'all know my slogan. I'm just a guy that like to talk about reality. Peace.